Good afternoon, guys. How are you? Just adjusting my lighting. Yeah, hi. Happy Tuesday. And I'm so excited to be here again on my brand new YouTube channel. It's so cool. All right, okay, so I'm here to discuss one topic that comes up all the time. I find in my freelance copywriting life at the moment, and that is clients asking me to write for SEO because I think there's an increasing awareness that that will help their business, their website online become more visible, right? So who wouldn't want to boost the visibility and try and sell more products or services? Okay, so if you've been asked to write for SEO, these are my top 3 tips. Okay, obviously keyword research is absolutely necessary. Okay, so I would get yourself over to Key Search, or even SEM Rush is pretty good. Key Search costs me about $10 a month. It serves me well for copywriting. I do SEO, in-depth keyword research on the side. That's a whole different ball game. For that, I use Ahrefs. That is like, you can get a free trial of that for 7 days if you really want to try that. But then after that, they'll charge your account with something crazy like, I think it's about $99 a month. So Key Search is absolutely fine for what you need. So do a bit of research. Make sure you look at the site that you're aiming to write for. Look at their profile, because on Key Search there are a numbered keywords. So what it'll do is it'll tell you what the site can rank for, and go for just a little bit higher or a similar suggestion to what Key Search says, because it'll usually give you a number saying, we suggest for this site that you aim for keywords that rank at, say, number 35, around there. So I tend to just up that a little bit. So I'll be looking at between 35 and 45 there. Okay, right. So that's the first point. Keyword research is absolutely essential if you're writing content for websites. Another top tip there, moving on to my top tip 2, 1 keyword per post. The reason for this is, what you don't want is 2 of your blog posts competing on, say, page 1 for the same keyword, and then that's called keyword cannibalism, where they just like take each other's rankings, and it just doesn't look great to Google. So avoid that. Just put 1 keyword in, like, say, my keyword this week for my blog was best copywriter books for beginners. And then all you need to do within the structure then is to mention that keyword, but then you can use synonyms as well so that the writing flows. What we don't want to do is stuff the writing with that 1 keyword. Google's algorithm has moved forward since 10-15 years ago, when it used to just be like, oh, I got the keyword, I'm picking it out of the content. Fantastic. Excuse me. And what people used to do was called keyword stuffing. So Google's not interested in that now, which moves me to my next point, which is we need to aim to effectively answer reader questions. So what you need to do with your keywords, say, for example, I had best copywriter books for beginners. I would actually then type that into Google, and I would look at what the user intent was on page 1. So I would look at what my competitors are writing about. So are they writing about the same kind of thing that I assume this is about? So reviewing a few beginner copywriter books and then giving your opinion. Are they reviewing things they've read? And if for some reason, like, there's a totally different focus on it, then at least them before you write the blog post. Like, I think I had one before where you think the answer to the question is, the focus was completely different, and I wouldn't have known if I hadn't have checked on Google. So it's really, really worth a check before you start writing. Moves me through to my third point now is, just make sure that you're putting all that together, and it's actually answering a useful question for your audience as well. Don't just chase keywords just because, oh my goodness, there's like 18,000 people searching every month. Seriously, it is thinking about the audience that you're writing for. So your client probably will have given you like an avatar, so an ideal client that they're looking to serve. If they haven't, chances are you've probably done some work already for this brand. So it is down to you then just to really imagine who that avatar is, what they need, what is their story, what do they want, and what questions have they got. So if you can answer that, you've got the start point for that content as well. And if you're unsure, I would go to your client's website and just really study it, create that client avatar. Your content's going to flow a lot better from there because you're answering those specific questions that client on their buyer journey. Maybe they've seen some, like, give you an example. Maybe they're in an email funnel from your client and they are thinking of buying, I don't know, a sit-on lawnmower or something, and they're getting this series of emails with the benefits of lawnmowers and stuff. But then they are tempted by one of the emails to click on your piece of content because it's educational. So, like, what is the difference between a plug-in lawnmower, or I don't know, a petrol engine lawnmower? Why should I choose a sit-on one as opposed to one that I push? So you've got to imagine like the context of this as well. So it's worth sitting down with your client and saying, how does this link in with your overall sales funnel strategy? Right. Okay. So I hope that's been useful today. So my takeaway number one was make sure you're answering reader questions. That is so important because you are going to become absolutely essential to this business. Like if you can do that for your client, they're going to just hire you again and again. Okay. But generally for your copywriter business as well, if you're writing content, make sure it's super specific, make sure it answers questions. Right. Number two, try to use one keyword per blog post. Then you will not run into difficulties with two blog posts competing with each other. And then finally, make sure that you check the user intent for each of those keywords that you're trying to promote on that business's website. My recommendations are that you use something like a keyword tool. There's a free one the free version of SEMrush is pretty good, and also Key Search, which is paid. You get a few more features on there for $10 a month. Okay, right. I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to see more tips on writing for SEO, I've got a blog post. It's in the description. Click through there and there's even more tips on how you can be successful writing for SEO for your clients. Good luck, and just let me know how you get on and how it's going with attracting these well-paying clients. Okay, guys, good luck and thanks for tuning in.